Science education, fitness too. Molecular moms got it all for you.
All right. So thanks for agreeing to have a little chat with me. So,
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
yeah, I can share your story a little bit and what your experience has been as a woman in science, as a successful woman in science. So if you could just give our viewers a little bit of background about who you are, where you've come from, what your career track has sort of looked like.
Yeah. So basically, I'm an Icelandic woman. So I was born in Iceland, and I did my bachelor's in biochemistry at the University of Iceland. And then I wanted to, further my education. So I went to get my PhD at UT Southwestern in Medical Center in Dallas, Texas. And I wanted to study metabolism because my background is in athletics and soccer. So I was really interested in metabolism, and especially wanted to study type 2 diabetes. So, I was there for about 5.5 years, and then I did a postdoc at Duke University, and I was there for 2.5 years, and still, in the field of type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. And then I moved back to Iceland in 2014, and I went to work for a company called Genis, which was isolating and extracting active oligosaccharides from strip shells.
Mm-hmm.
And for like a nutraceutical product.
Right.
And I was there for about 2.5 years, and then now, at Guinness, I was basically the chief scientific officer. I ran the lab over there, and I also dabbed in like the sales and marketing side at the company, and participated in like getting clinical trials started, getting products launched. And then right now, I'm the chief operating officer at a biotech company called SagaNatura. And we are isolating active molecules both from microalgae, and we are growing microalgae using new technology. And we just submitted a patent application for that. So it's also kind of a tech company also. Mm-hmm. And then we also isolate active molecules from a plant that has been in Iceland since like the Viking era, and it's called Angelica archangelica. So basically, I'm in the nutraceutical business.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why did you make that transition from academics to more of the industry side of science?
Yeah, so I think it was more just by chance. I never planned for this to go like this. I was going to stay in academia because I think that was, what I knew. And I think that's also what's promoted in academia, which, in hindsight, I think that's really wrong, because I think graduate students should be taught more about the business side so that they are better adapt, that they can, because, we are problem solvers. Right. So you can go into almost anything. I haven't gone from the science side, so I'm still, we still have the research and development department at my company and the company that I was before. But I think, a lot of graduate students that have a scientific background, they are just really good at problem solving. So they can just go into any like cross-disciplinary field, even politics, something very different.
Right. But then I agree completely. Yeah. I mean, that's really what a PhD teaches you, is how to solve problems regardless of what those problems are, and where to get the information that you need to solve those problems.
Yeah. But I think it was by chance. I just got contacted by this company in Iceland, and they wanted to hire me.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of, so at first I wasn't really.
Kind of landed in your lap.
It kind of landed in my lap. Yeah, it was kind of how it went. And I'm glad, today, because I think that my qualities, I think I'm actually better off in industry than in academia. And I see that now.
Yeah. So. No, I have the same perspective. I'm glad that I made the transition, because I think I'm probably actually happier being in the more fast-paced, more varied day-to-day experience being in industry than I would have been in the academic route, where you're working on the same project, dealing with the funding issues that are just that's your headache every day. So I think it definitely, like you said, should be promoted more in the in academic, and that having some of the more business side. I think that there should be some extra classes that students should be encouraged to take as graduate students.
Absolutely.
To help them with that transition. What do you think are some of the most vital components to being successful as a career mom, someone in the STEM field, also having a family, raising a family, because you're a mom of 2 boys, and a wife. So how do you balance that?
So I think it depends on your person. I mean, it depends on yourself, and it also depends on, your spouse. It depends on, if you have family around or not. It also depends on what country you're in. So in Iceland, we have really good support network. We have fantastic daycare centers. We have good school. It's not, very expensive, like the school system here in Iceland. And we have fantastic after-school programs and athletics and, soccer clubs and basketball clubs. So there are a lot of things that kids can do. But for me, I think, my major, I think the biggest factor for me to be able to be successful is that I have a really, really supportive husband, So I think that's like the biggest point, So, and I mean that means so much, I mean, he moved with me to the States for my graduate school, and he moved me when I wanted to go to Duke University, and then when I got the job in Iceland, he moved with me back, back to Iceland. And I mean, basically in Iceland, we get like 9 months maternity leave. Paid by the government.
But you didn't have your boys when you were in Iceland.
No.
You had them when you were in the U.S., which does not have a nice maternity leave policy.
I thought
and
like
you were still in academics.
I know. Yeah, so I'm like, when women here in Iceland are complaining, I'm just like, don't complain.
Yeah, you don't know how it is. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but basically, my husband was at home with the boys. And like 6 weeks, I leave them with my husband, and then that's not something that a lot of women.
That's not common. Yeah.
No, it's not common. I mean,
my husband's home with our youngest now. So
it's not common at all.
That's a common thread. If you're going to be successful, you need to have a husband that's
supportive,
pony up the time and contribute.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. And then I think also key thing is that for me, because I'm always moving more and more towards the business side, and I'm always my responsibility for many employees and for the company where it's going. It's stressful, so it's many work hours. I often work from home at night, so having the house clean and proper is a key, because then you don't get irritated, because then
and you're not stressed out looking at the mess around you.
So like having help, like I have a woman coming like once a week, clean and do everything, and that there was such a relief for me to have that. And it's so worth it to be able to do that. So I think that's also very helpful.
To help part of that.
And then I think it's also knowing when to stop yourself, because if you're really ambitious, you can really kill yourself in work. And I think that's a big
taking
issue.
On too much.
And then you just burn out. So I think for me, because like I love working out, and I think that if I'm not in good shape, I cannot produce as much. I'm not as productive. So, and when I get too stressed out, my husband sees it before I see it, and he's like, okay, I see that this weekend we need to go hiking or do something, but going into nature. And that's kind of what I do here in Iceland, because we have such a fantastic landscape. So we'll go out and go look at some waterfalls and go hiking. And I think just being in nature really like helps me recharge.
Stress reliever. Yeah.
Yeah. And we have fantastic also public swimming pools in Iceland. So we have like geothermal energy. So we have hot water. So it doesn't matter, what year, if it's winter, if it's summer, you can always go to the swimming pools and go to the hot tubs and go to a hot and cold therapy. And I think, that's also something that I do really often.
Yeah.
That just keeps me healthy and sane,
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. That's actually one thing I miss being in Houston now is coming from North Carolina, living there for nearly a decade. There's a lot of outdoor activities to do there and lots of hiking. And now that I'm in Houston, it's just very flat and it's very urban. And there are some places to get out and about, but it's just not the same. And air quality is not the same. And I really find myself missing that a lot. And I miss North Carolina a lot.
Yeah.
So
air quality.
It's pretty much the gym for me is mostly what I do. And then having a little tiny baby right now, it's not easy to get out. So I just go to the gym. But how do you like make time to fit it in? How would you suggest that other people that are trying to work that into their life fit it in?
Yeah. So it's so easy to neglect yourself. It's so easy. And I've done this. I've had a long periods, many months that I just don't put, my needs at, anywhere near the first 10 places, in the priority list. So, and that just ends up not being good because then you just get grumpy Lilja, And so what I do is that I have 2 soccer practices a week. And I have it on Mondays, and then I have on Thursday evenings. So I'm actually late evening. So I actually have a soccer practice tonight. And because I love soccer and I think it's so much fun. And it's just as much physical as mental for me, like a release, to be able to go. And if I miss those soccer practices, I really feel it, on my mood, So I think for me to being able to exercise at least, vigorously twice a week is really important.
Yeah. No, I agree. I try to go several times a week at least, and it definitely helps my mood. And I can just feel like it falling off of me after I'm 15, 20 minutes in. I'm like, okay, I'm not so angry about everything going on or upset about the day. No, I'm there with you. So, all right. So we want to wrap up. But thanks again for chatting with me, and good luck in all of your endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. Goodbye.
Bye.
Science education, fitness too. Molecular moms got it all for you.